let's give a warm Elevate Daytona Beach welcome to Brian Griffin.
Elevate Daytona. How's everybody doing tonight? Excellent. I am Brian Griffin, and I am so honored to be here tonight. Has anyone here ever been a victim or suffered from child abuse, bullied, or abuse in general? I know I have. Has it left you feeling weak, depressed, and lesser than the rest? Well, tonight I'd like to share with you how I arose from the corner and stepped into the spotlight. Let's take a journey. When I was younger, my father suffered from a traumatic brain injury. He was sent to the top neuro rehab facility in the state, leaving behind a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a wife. 3 years later, he was returned back to the home, returning to an 8-year-old, almost 6-year-old, and a newborn. Those conjugal visits got my mother every time. But practically a stranger, he returned to the home with such rage, barely even know who we were. That's when the real abuse started. He never beat my sisters, but boy, he'd beat me good. Sometimes almost unrecognizable. He'd throw knives at me, bash my head against the stove, the wall, and the abuse would go on and on. The kind of thing you only seen in a movie. Well, I have news for you. It trapped me in a corner, and I live in the shadows. It wasn't until about the age 11 I called the police on him for the first time. I knew if I didn't seek help, I wasn't going to survive. As the abuse continued, so did the cop calling, till it finally resulted in me being removed from the home. I was placed in temporary care with my beloved grandmother. Thank you. Until DCF deemed the house worthy enough for my return. It was upon that return I discovered my love for music and Pat Benatar's Hell is for Children. It was like she was singing the words of my truth and singing right to my soul. Be a good little boy and you'll get a new toy, but tell grandma you fell off the swing because hell was for children. I remember crying in the corner, feeling ashamed of who I was or who I was bound to be, and I didn't want to be a Griffin because I was living in the shadows of that monster. By high school, I really started discovering who I was in that mouth, and I'll tell you. But along with that, I also discovered my sexuality. For that, it left me bullied, picked on, beat up, and I was like, oh, great. I'm getting abused at home and bullied at school. There was no escape. I started feeling alone, trapped in a corner, even when out in the open. But it was there in that opening that I was faced with two choices. I can go down that road of self-destruction, or I can grow up to be somebody. It was roughly about 17, 18, looking in the mirror and telling myself, you know, Brian, you're better than him and you're better than them. You are Brian Griffin. That's right, folks. That day in the mirror, I decided to make Griffin my name, not his, but my very own. And I'm proud to say I'm now a successful realtor, helping people buy and sell their dreams every day. I'm a local small business owner. I'm proud to say I have a loving partner that I've been with for over 11 years. We have a wonderful little boy we've had now for 2 years. He too was a product of child abuse, abused by his father. But through love, stability, and determination, we helped him face his fears, overcome those demons, and step out of his corner and into his own spotlight. He's now thriving, a soccer star, football player. The list can go on. I'm just a proud parent. I only hope tonight to share my story and inspire you all. Face your demons. Step out of your corners and join me in the spotlight. We all been there. I'll help you get there. You'll help yourself get there. And it's fresher out here. And like Pat Benatar says, and I'll end you with one more music note, we belong and we belong together. Thank you.